Welcome back to Empire. My name is Jacob, and today I'm going to go through how to actually start a gym and build a thriving fitness business from quite literally nothing. I have worked in the fitness industry for over a decade. Almost every single fitness person that I've ever hired said that their dream is to open up a gym one day. And most of the time, that never happens. For one of the reasons is the fitness industry is really hard to get started into because there's so much upfront cost. There's a large barrier to entry. Gym equipment costs so much money. It's like buying a bunch of used cars essentially. And so unless you have a lot of venture capital, you take a large SBA loan out, it is really hard to get into. And even to take a loan out, you need to have some leverage. So you need to have something that the bank can use for collateral to even be able to take a loan out to be able to get the funds to start the gym in the first place. So I'm going to go from the perspective of you're starting from nothing, you're bootstrapping your way into a gym. To be honest, this is going to take a little bit of time. In 2021, started our personal training business in our garage, and all we had was a squat rack and a few dumbbells and TRXs and things like that. And so we slowly built from literally nothing. I'll show you a picture of it right here. And then built out that garage until it looked pretty cool. We had people coming in. Then we decided we kind of outgrew it. We had cars up and down the street and felt like we were pissing our neighbors off. And it got like to the place where we could not function as a business in our garage anymore and decided to go ahead and grow and move into a small commercial space. Then we filled that place up and kind of was like busting out the seams of it and decided to go to the current place we're at now. And even in negotiations with double or tripling our space as we currently speak. And so I'm going to go through all the stages of like how you become a business that is strong and robust and resilient, that can kind of withstand the ups and downs of the seasonal thing that fitness has. Before you ever start, you need to decide what your niche is going to be, who you are servicing. Are you a one-on-one coaching? If you're a personal trainer, I feel like that is the best way to get into the industry because you can make your personal income through your clients and generate your personal paycheck that way as you build the business itself. This is the route that a lot of small local gym owners take, is making their paychecks through training people. The business profits cover the business expenses itself. And a lot of gym owners do not actually make any money from the gym for a long time until they fix some systems that make themselves more profitable. So when you're deciding how you're going to niche yourself, like are you a CrossFit gym? Are you a personal training gym? Are you a speed school? Are you a Pilates studio? Like what kind of gym are you? Like who is your target demographic and who are you servicing? Once you figure out like what your niche is and who you are servicing, it helps you really narrow in like what you need and how to scale from there. I'm going to come to you from a perspective of personal training because we have built this team of 10 fitness coaches that service their own books of business, but we all work as one collective and help each other develop this really robust system that each person comes in and gets the same experience no matter which coach they work with, because we built systems that help clients get the best results possible. Here's the myth that most fitness people fall into is they think they need all the stuff before the clients come. They think if I have to have this big gym or nobody's going to come. It's like we were training people in our garage with a squat rack. Like it was more of like a shed. And so it was like 400 square feet and we had multiple trainers in there and we just had to make it work. You need to build the book of business before you sign a lease somewhere and put your name to these payments that you're going to have to make whether you got people coming in or not. And so if you can figure out if whether you're going to people's homes or they're coming to yours or you're going to the park, like figuring out how do you start generating income, because the income is the lifeblood of your business. And so some people even can pay like a rent fee at a gym or in like a community center, or there's something to be able to like get your book of business flowing before you ever start the gym itself. One misconception is people think I need to buy all this equipment, sign a lease and build the gym. It's like they think of it like the field of dreams. Like if we build it, they will come. And that's just not true. Like you don't just fill up a gym with equipment and just open the doors and people are flooding in to sign up for your gym, because people don't like working out. People don't care that much about working out. There's a niche market for that. And typically if you're not in a big city like Dallas or Los Angeles or somewhere where there's like a big fitness community, you are not going to just open the doors and people are going to flood in. And this is one of the biggest traps that most gym owners fall into, is they think that we have to focus on buying equipment. We have to always have the newest, coolest thing. And their marketing is literally posting their gym equipment. Nobody cares. Nobody cares what your gym equipment is. You need something that is nice and good. And past that, nobody knows the difference. That's coming from someone who completely nerds out on gym equipment. Like, I know each make and model from every single brand, who makes the best leg extension, who makes the best shoulder press. And like, that is one of my actual hobbies. I love the gym equipment industry itself. But guess what? I have a full business and nobody knows the difference between that Prime leg extension and Atlantis leg extension. They don't know the difference between our equipment and the big box gym down the road. I'm not saying to cut corners on the gym equipment stuff. I'm saying that is not where your money's going to be made. You can absolutely go to the high end, build with the nicest machines possible. Like, that's what we did, but it's not going to make you money. Like, that is not what brings customers. The way you build customers is to service clients, provide value, and get them results and get them to stick around and bring new people. You need to offer a good product that delivers what you're promising and do it consistently. It's as simple as that. Helping people with weight loss, building strength, getting to their fitness goals, and helping build new habits and rhythms. This is where a lot of gyms also mess up, is they are trying to compete with the big box gyms that offer like 100 different things. They do like tanning and like have their posing rooms and have the basketball courts and swimming pools and saunas. And it's like, just stick in your niche. Do one thing extremely well and you're going to win. People will go to those gyms, but those are the low ticket clients that if you are the best in one specific niche, you are going to win way more than if you try to compete with the big guys, because they have way more money. Their pockets are deeper. You're not going to win that battle, especially if you're bootstrapping a business from ground zero. Like, it's just not going to happen. Don't even pick that fight. Find your niche and stick to it and do it well and do it the best, better than anyone around. So a few tips when looking for a commercial space. You need to figure out who you're servicing, where they live, and if they're willing to travel at all. Like, do you need to find a place that is prime real estate, because you need a lot of foot traffic coming in, and like, you're willing to pay the premium for the nicer place for the possibility of more people walking through your door because you're in a high traffic area, or you want to be in a high end because you are trying to sell to high end clients and they're not going to come across town where it might be a little bit more ran down. Like, figure out those questions, because it's not a right or wrong answer. It's like, who is your target demographic, and you need to be servicing those people. The benefit of personal training is people will follow a coach a little bit out of their way. It doesn't have to be prime real estate, because people are going for the service itself, not because it's a convenience thing like just a big box gym, when they're like, I just want to work out the gym that's the closest to my house. And some people, that does play a factor. So you got to figure those things out and decide if you're willing to pay a little bit more money for a certain spot or less for another. And then when you start negotiating for a commercial space, these are the things to remember: is you can negotiate the lease. You can counter offer what they're asking and start working in build out fees and different things like that, and figuring out, is this the right place? And what you don't want to do is sign a really long lease that you didn't negotiate and get locked into some crazy rent prices, because that could literally be the fall of your business, because you cannot afford the place that you're in. If you have a dip in your book of business, you don't have the cash flow to pay those things, it's going to get really hard. One of my favorite books on business is called The E-Myth, and they use this incredible analogy, and it talks about airplanes and how when you go get on an airplane, they weigh all the luggage. They weigh everything that goes on that plane, because if the plane weighs too much, it literally can't get off the ground. And so we need the wings to be able to be really large and to be able to get that wind up underneath us, and we can't weigh it down with a bunch of expenses where we can't ever get the business off the ground. So your business is that airplane, and your cash flow is the wings, and everything that it costs to run your business is your luggage. So you need to be as light and frugal as possible. And when you sign a large lease for this really expensive place, that's weighing your airplane down, and you can't get up in the air and ever take off with your business if you're weighed down with lots of expenses. going with that, be okay to start small. You don't need this 10,000 square foot place to start out with. You can work your way there, but start smaller. You can get by with 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 square feet and just figuring out how to service a smaller demographic and doing it really well. And honestly, for the first few years, I would encourage you to do that, because if you get this large space and you don't have all the equipment to fill it up yet, it's not going to feel right. It's going to feel disjointed, and it's going to feel like nobody's going to want to come join your gym that is empty. And so start small and start acquiring equipment. And you can do this a few different ways. I'm going to get into the equipment side of things soon, but it would be better to have a smaller space that you are maxing out than to get a bigger spot that feels disjointed or feels like it's just an empty room and people don't even know what they're coming to do. Which brings me to equipment acquisition. When you decide, okay, I'm going to start buying equipment, you need to figure out, once again, we're looking at who's our target demographic, what kind of training am I doing, what does that need to look like? So if you're a CrossFit gym, obviously you need squat racks, barbells, bumper plates, lots of deadlift platforms, things like that. That's a way cheaper business model to get into, but also less money, because you like most CrossFit gyms, I think, are like $120, $150 a month. And like, you don't get a ton of people coming to do CrossFit. The barrier to entry is low, but your profitability is also low if you can't build a culture where there's like hundreds of members. If you do that math for a CrossFit gym at $150 membership, and let's say if you can get 200 members, that sounds like actually a pretty decent book of business for CrossFit. I feel like that's probably pretty high. You only have $30,000 a month coming in. You need a paycheck. Like if you have any employees, you got to pay them. Your rent, let's say you have a 5,000 square foot gym, you pay $2 a square foot, you're paying 10 grand in rent and your utilities. You probably have a $15,000 overhead before payroll. You're not going to be very profitable. Like that goes quick. When you're first starting out, that $30,000 sounds like a lot of money, but it goes very, very quick. But if you are just like a general gym, like you want to have like bodybuilding equipment, you want to have powerlifting, like CrossFit, kind of service a little bit of everything, which is kind of what we do. We do personal training, so we do a little bit of mix of all these different styles of fitness. I have a lot of very niche bodybuilding equipment that is the top of the line in the industry, like Prime, Atlantis, Arsenal, Rogers Athletics, a lot of that stuff in our gym. And that stuff is expensive. You're going to run an average of around $4,000 to $5,000 per piece of equipment. And if you need 30, 40 pieces of equipment in your gym, like that's adding up quick. Just some rough numbers. If you need 30 pieces of equipment at a $5,000 average, you need $150,000 just to start up with equipment. That's not including barbells, plates, squat racks, dumbbells, dumbbell racks. So you could easily be looking at $200,000, $300,000 just in equipment alone, not before the build out or the rent, for just to start off just right up front, just to start from scratch. And so if you did like we did, is we grew slowly. We bought a few squat racks and we started acquiring stuff while we were in our garage, and we moved to that 1,000 square foot place. We bought a few more squat racks. We ended up having a whole row of like 5 squat racks. We started slowly buying more stuff. We had a whole set of dumbbells already, all the plates and barbells and all that kind of stuff. And then we actually acquired some gym equipment from a bank that had repoed gym equipment from another gym and got it for a really good price. We bought like 5 or 6 pieces for about $20,000. But if I would have bought all that brand new, it would have been around, I think we spent actually $25,000. But if we would have bought it all brand new, I actually had gotten a quote from Atlantis to get like 3 machines, and it was going to be $25,000. But we bought 6 machines for that same $25,000 because we bought it in the aftermarket. So we got double the pieces of equipment for the same price. There's multiple ways to go about this. There are a ton of resellers, like the Super Fitness Gym Equipment place is great. They have Show Me Weights. Let me think. There's another one. There's Fitness Equipment Empire. There's a lot of resellers that buy and sell refurbished equipment, which we bought stuff from a lot of these guys, and they sell great stuff. But you're going to pay a little bit more because of their finder's fees, because of their refurbishing these pieces. And so you're going to pay a little bit higher ticket, but you are going to make sure that these machines are better serviced and maintained. The other way you can do it, if you don't want to buy brand new because the machines are super expensive, you're going to have to pay sales tax, you're going to have to pay shipping. One good brand is Arsenal. You can go to their website and buy literally a whole gym from their site and they'll deliver it in 2 weeks, but you're going to be out some money. Like, you can rack up a bill putting stuff in your cart in there really quick. And quite literally, we built our gym completely on the aftermarket. I've bought 2 pieces brand new. One was an Arsenal vertical row, which we spent about $5,000 for. And then we bought just like a multi-flight like cable machine, brand new. And then actually one more piece was just a cable stack from Rogue. The cable machine was $8,000 brand new, which was really expensive. I really love the machine, but if I was going to do this again, I probably would go and just get one of the free motion ones that are like $3,000 in the aftermarket, and they do the same things. What I would recommend you doing is being patient. What we did was we had so much profit each month, and I was like, you know what? We're either going to pay taxes on all this profit, or we can use this to build out our gym. And every month, the extra money we had went straight back into the business to buy more gym equipment. And so every month we just buy one more piece of equipment, and in a year, you have 12 more pieces of equipment. If you have a little bit of extra money, you find better deals, that could be double. You could have 24 extra pieces by the end of the year. And here's the secret most people are going to tell you. Lots of gyms sell their equipment and they get new stuff, and they're stuck in the cycle of like, I got to buy more stuff and I'm going to trade things. And like, you get stuck in this like little thing because it's exciting to get new stuff. It's exciting to put new things in your gym and take things out. And it's like, people get sucked into this little game, but you can benefit off of it because there's lots of pieces on Facebook Marketplace that go and like pop up all the time. If you're willing to drive a little bit, you can acquire a spectacular gym for a reasonable price. And so that's essentially what I did. I have pieces from Atlanta, Dallas, Oklahoma City, Missouri. Like, I've drove all over the place picking up machines, Mississippi, and I got it for way cheaper because I was willing to drive, throw it in the back of my truck, come back. I took a lot of day trips, lots of time on the road, just slowly building what I wanted. I stay on Facebook Marketplace, changing my location, going to Dallas, going to Oklahoma City, seeing what's available, and negotiating with these people and saying, hey, I'm coming from a long way. I will offer you this price if you'll work a deal out with me. And I've gotten some of the best pieces of equipment because I've done this stuff. For us, with our aesthetic, we want things to kind of like all be black and that like clean atmosphere when you come in. Some of this equipment has been all kinds of crazy colors. You can also factor in the cost of powder coating. Powder coating will run you about $600 to $1,000 depending on the machine. And if you find a really good guy that will take it apart and put it back together for you, then you're winning. There's lots of skills that you have to acquire when you're starting a gym, like knowing how to take gym equipment apart, put it back together, knowing what's good quality equipment, what's not worth wasting your money on. And the gym equipment part is exciting because it feels like you're getting somewhere, like you see it coming together. You don't get lost in the sauce with that because that is not what makes you money. Yeah, you need the equipment, obviously. You need the space. The clients are what makes you the money. So you need to stay focused on delivering a quality service, a quality product that delivers on what you're promising. One thing that most coaches, most gym owners mess up in when it comes to fitness and starting their own business is that they forget this is a people business. This is a service business that you are delivering something to people. You need to be focusing on being relational, not being all about fitness. Most people think, I want to start a gym because I like to work out. And it's like, that is not what makes a successful business. You need to be someone that people want to be around, people connect with, show that you genuinely care. Like a good coach cares about his clients, cares about their results and their well-being and helping people. So many times you see these fitness coaches that are like just like jacked bodybuilder guys that really just care about their own training, and they think, well, if I like to train, so training other people is like a good option for my career. And they're terrible coaches because they only care about themselves. They're not actually here to see people win. They're not trying to help these people. They're just in it so they can work out more. If that's the mentality you're going into it, trying to start a fitness business, you are going to lose. You need to connect with people well. You need to deliver a product and show that you actually care. A good coach cares deeply. And with that note, one of the strongest ways to build a business is referrals. Like, you deliver a great product to someone and they tell their friends, and their friends come and those friends tell their friends. It's like you grow exponentially by delivering quality product, by delivering a quality service and getting people results. Like, that is the lifeblood of your business when it comes to fitness, is actually delivering. There's a few things you can do to really start with a really strong foundation. I firmly believe in joining networking groups because it helps you learn about other businesses. There's other business owners in there that can give you so much wisdom on what to do, what not to do when working a business, and also just building those connections and having those people refer people to you. Get connected in your community. Get connected with other business owners that are doing the same things that you're doing, because they have a lot of value to offer you. The more community focused you can get, the better your business will be, because once again, fitness is a people business. You are helping them take back control of their lives. The next tip would be, don't get the shiny object syndrome. Don't get on Instagram or TikTok and see all these other large gyms and all the cool stuff they have and start getting envious and be like, why am I not there yet? It's like, it takes time. You will get there if you are persistent and focus on the actual inputs that move the business. Like, all the equipment and the big space and all that stuff, it will come if you just focus on the things that matter, on the things that make the business money, getting people results and building and bringing more people in and impacting more lives. That is how you scale. And so it's so easy to get on social media and see what all these other people have and like think, man, why I'm not there yet? Should I just take this big loan out and get this big space? Taking loans out and acquiring more things is acquiring risk. So you are putting yourself in a vulnerable position in business by taking on debt to be able to try to get to a place that you are not there yet because you don't have the cash flow to be there yet. You cannot grow a business without cash flow. And if you're taking on a big loan to get this big space with all this equipment, you're just trying to win a pissing contest. Like, you aren't there because you don't have the cash flow to be there. And once again, it's not to fill the dreams. You're not going to build it and they're going to come. It's, you have to build this. You want to build this with a strong foundation from the ground up. That's why I'm making this video, is hopefully to help you not fall into these rabbit holes, to not do these things the wrong way, and to be patient and to do it the right way so it will last. And my last and final tip is be patient. You will get there if you are diligent and persistent and do the inputs that actually move the needle. Don't worry about getting to the end goal, because the fulfillment is in doing the work and enjoying the journey and the process. Like, it going from the garage to the small place to this place, it's like, it's a super cool and fulfilling journey along the way. And it's like, every part of it is great. And so don't be so focused on getting to this end place, and just enjoy it. Like, have fun. Like, you got into this business because you're passionate about it and you love the industry. One of my favorite quotes from Alex Hormozi is, most people overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in 10. So if you're in it for the long game, you're going to be way more successful than if you are going to try to do it all in a year. Take your time. Do it right. Don't cut corners, and you will get there. I hope you found this helpful. I hope I gave you some value in this video. If you have any more questions on how to start a business within the fitness industry, or what to do, what not to do, ask me in the comments. I would love to help you in any way I can. I plan to make some more videos to go more in depth on some of these topics and help give you some wisdom from my own experiences with starting a gym business.